Typically, the softwares that are supposed to be up and running as daemons will be running on port. Examples of such softwares are nothing but websites, databases, etc. We should be in a position to troubleshoot whether the application or database is up and running on a particular port. For that, we can use a tool called as Telnet. On Windows 10, Telnet is available out of the box, but it is not enabled by default. You just have to make sure that it is enabled and you should be able to start using it. Let us understand how to configure the Telnet to actually validate the issues related to applications that are running remotely or on the same host where the telnet is being run. We will understand more about how to use it at a later point in time. For now, we'll just go through the steps that are involved to enable telnet on Windows 10. First, let us validate whether telnet is enabled or not. For that, we can just go to the PowerShell or even command prompt. Then we can actually say telnet and hit enter. You can see that it is saying it is not recognized as the name of a commandlet, which means it is not considering the telnet to run it as a command, even though it is there as part of the Windows 10 out of the box. We can exit from the PowerShell, then go to the search bar and then search for control panel. As part of the control panel, you can go to programs and then you can actually go to turn Windows features on or off. So telnet is supposed to be one of the features starting from Windows 10, or probably it might be available in earlier versions of Windows also. I'm not 100% sure about it, but it is a feature on Windows 10. If you actually scroll down here, you will be seeing telnet, and as of now it is deselected. Now I'm selecting this, then say OK. Then it will actually enable the telnet feature as part of this Windows machine. How to validate? We should be able to close it, then close this. Go to PowerShell. As part of the PowerShell, we can set telnet and hit enter, and you can see that we are able to get inside. This proves that telnet is successfully configured on this Windows 10 machine. Let me say quit to come out of this. Now let me use the command called as telnet against gw02.itversity.com. It is a Linux based machine. Whoever have credentials to connect to it, they should be able to enter the username and password and they should be able to connect. However, to facilitate that on the Linux based machine, SSHD process has to be up and running on port number 22. In case if you are supposed to be able to connect to this server, and if you are not able to connect for whatever reason, if you want to ensure whether SSHD is up and running or not, SSHD typically runs on port number 22. You can just say telnet the server name or whatever server name against which you are trying to validate, and then you can enter 22 and hit enter. Now you see you are seeing positive result. To come out of this, you have to say control closing bracket, then you can say quit and come out of this. So this is a success case scenario where we are able to validate that gw02.itversity.com have SSHD up and running at this time. Now on this machine, there is a Docker container. In that Docker container, there is a MySQL database up and running. I want to validate whether the external applications that are there on this host will be able to connect to the MySQL database or not. Typically, MySQL database will be running on 3306 port. When we use Docker, there is a concept of port binding. We should be binding the port to a port on the Windows host. Then only we'll be able to connect to the MySQL database using external applications. Otherwise, we will not be able to connect. To validate, you can see that under the ports, there are two ports that are defined, 3306 and 33060. We can actually say telnet localhost. So these ports are supposed to be bound to the Windows machine, some local port. As of now, nothing is bound to the local ports, even though Docker container is running MySQL on a particular port. As they are not bound, I will not be able to telnet here. Let me say 3306 here. It is not actually getting inside. It is just kicking us out. Same is the case with 33060. This is how you should be able to validate whether a service is letting us to connect to it by saying telnet. As we are not able to connect using telnet, we will not be able to use any external application also. We might have to take corrective action to facilitate that. In some cases, there might be a firewall which might be blocking. You have to work with system admins to overcome that firewall issue. So telnet is a very important tool to troubleshoot whether you will be able to connect to a service that is running on a remote machine on a particular port, or even on the same machine on a particular port. Based upon the service you are trying to connect to, you have to make sure you take corrective action so that telnet works first, and then you should be able to connect or take necessary action using appropriate tools to connect to that service or database running on a particular port. When it comes to telnet on Windows 10, it comes out of the box. It's the matter of getting into control panel and then getting into Windows features, and we just have to enable the telnet. Once that is done, we should be able to use telnet as part of the command prompt or PowerShell, and we should be able to troubleshoot the issues related to connectivity. I have demonstrated using PowerShell here. You can also use something called as command prompt. If you want to go to the command prompt, again, as part of the search bar, you can just say command, and you can go to the command prompt. As telnet is enabled, we should be able to use telnet from here also. It is not just PowerShell, but PowerShell is a bit advanced compared to command prompt, and hence I prefer PowerShell over command prompt.